So to our viewers, welcome to a pre-boom shakalaka on a Thursday, because there's so much good stuff happening on the north end
that one day is just not enough to cover it all.
Yeah. Right. Yes, indeed. And so now we've got Kim Behm waiting for us, and we want to thank him for putting up with our technical difficulties today, as well as Benjamin Smith. Now, these two gentlemen are vital to our community. They're doing a wonderful job in collaborating in this event. So we want to welcome them right now. Whoops, where did Benjamin go? Yes. There we go. Hello, Kim.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show today. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
And welcome to you, Benjamin. You're doing a wonderful job in collaborating in this. So we'll need you to turn off anything else that's on in your house there, or turn it down maybe.
Yeah. We're getting some feedback.
Yeah. So welcome to you both. And we're so happy that you guys made this thing happen. There's so much that people want to do, but don't know what to do with this pandemic, and everyone wants to stay safe. Kim, why don't you tell us exactly what people are going to be looking forward to tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow is an opening reception for an exhibition that's been under planning for some time. I think I asked Jamesia to tell Ben that I was interested in having him join me in this show almost a year ago. And so we've been in communication. Ben was a student here at Hawkeye. Yeah, and now he's at UNI, and we've kept in connection. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to, get him involved in something like this, because this is sort of a career path for him. And I thought he needed both the exposure and the experience of public exhibition. So, and I think it's more interesting to have not just one artist to look at when you're having an exhibition, but two, because we're obviously different. I'm 3 times his age, and we just have different perspectives, and I think we respect each other's work, and so it's a good combination, and I'm happy it worked out.
Yes, tell us a little background on you, right? I want to talk to Kim about your background. Let us know you just retired from Hawkeye Tech, and how right. Chaveevah knows you as well. I'm not familiar with you, but these two know you, so you got to be on to something really good. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, not to get too long about it, I was born in Des Moines, grew up in Iowa pretty much, went to the University of New Mexico. I worked as a designer, art director, illustrator, and animator for over 40 years before I came to Hawkeye when I was 55. And I just started a second career there, and I just finished 15 years. I was a working artist for many years. So, and I've been around here since 1980. We came back. My wife was originally from Cedar Falls, so we came back here. And I really enjoyed teaching at Hawkeye. I did retire, but I'm going to be out there still working for the upcoming few years. So, and when you meet these students every year, a bunch of new students, and you keep in contact with some of them, and they kind of get to be like family a bit, and you want to kind of keep in touch and make sure they're okay and advancing and getting the most out of their life. So,
right. And Chaveevah, you have some questions. I know you know Kim, and we want to incorporate Benjamin into the conversation, Chaveevah. So what questions do you have for these gentlemen?
Well, actually, Ben, I was going to ask you, what are some themes that people can expect to see in your exhibition?
So a couple of the themes that I can think of off of the top of my head, because it kind of what what I'm looking at the gallery, the perspective that I got is everything kind of flows with each other. Like Kim had done this painting of this couple that he did based off of a memory from when he was somewhere, and the couple had gotten. It seems like the couple were in an argument, and the couple was more on the ethnic side of a couple. And then right next to that painting is a painting that I did of kind of like a black love scenario, and it's a very intimate painting. And they kind of it pretty much shows two different perspectives of the relationship. There's also one of Derek Ambrose, and it's right next to, and that's the one that's on the painting, and it's right next to a painting of a bunch of culture. So, and a lot of the culture comes from like a time that was previous, and Derek Ambrose is not like now, but now he's very relevant. So you can see the relevancy like play off of each other of kind of how it is. I think there's a lot of political. There's one wall that's very feminine, and it has that sort of feminine energy to it. It goes by one painting. I think there's a baby and she's like suckling her mother's breast. And then the next painting over is one of Kim's paintings, and she's in a very feminine pose. And then there's another painting next to it. I can't remember which one it is off of the top of my head. It's a very big art gallery. There's a lot of paintings.
Great.
Okay.
Benjamin, we want to get a little background on you. I mean, you're up and coming artist. We've gotten to know you a little bit, but why don't you tell us the connection and how much influence Kim has had on you, and vice versa? We want to ask both of you those questions. Go ahead, Benjamin. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Kim and Chaveevah both have had a lot of influence on me in my art. I'd have to say I learned a lot of technique from Kim, just watching him paint, and then him coming to me and telling me like things that I can do and like tricks and way to like enhance things. I think actually the reason why my paintings have the color that they have in them and the way that I use color is because of his teachings. A lot of it comes from that, and the way that I do portraits. I didn't really draw a lot of people actually until I started working under Kim, and then I really got into portraits and I've seen how fun that they could be.
Yeah.
And Chaveevah's got to be flattered as well. We did a couple workshops with you, and I have one of your paintings hanging in my guest room. So I love your work. And,
Yes.
Thank you.
and yes, go ahead, Chaveevah.
No, I was gonna say I'm consider myself fortunate to have one of your pieces as well. So
yes. And I want to know
appreciate
what kind of painting do you do, Kim? I haven't seen your work.
Well, I spent many years as an illustrator, so I focus mostly on the human figure. Since I don't do that much illustration anymore, I'm more interested in the possibilities of trying new things. When you're an illustrator, you're selling a product, so people have certain expectations of what they're going to get. So when I was freed from that, it was a great kind of release. Now let's see what you can do as an artist, what area to explore. And so I am having a great time doing all that exploration. And my paintings have people in them, almost always. I have done landscapes and things like that, but especially lately, I've got paintings in some public institutions here. In Cedar Falls Library, I have a painting in the stairwell. There's some paintings at the Hearst Center and the Center for the Arts, where I've had at least 2 fairly good size exhibitions.
Wow.
I've got another exhibition coming up in October. So retirement's kind of busy for me.
Sounds great.
that's
Chaveevah.
a good thing. That's a good thing. A busy retirement. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Now, what made you guys want to collaborate, Ben?
Well, Kim reached out to me, so he did a majority of the planning for the event. But I've always wanted to work with Kim, on something, especially like a show and an event. And I was working on this documentary for a while, and I had incorporated him into that. So I think it's more of like an organic thing that when the opportunity arose, it kind of unraveled itself into something that was like this, sort of like how a relationship, happens.
I think Ben is at that place in his career where he's trying everything. I think all young artists do that. I mean, there are no really limits to what his focus can be, and he's always busy. And I'm so impressed by that he's going to find his niche. He's going to find success, and he's going to have a lot of experience behind him when he gets there. It doesn't come quickly and it doesn't come easy, but I think he's going to get there.
Then what are you?
Nice.
I know you're an artist, but what else is going on in your life as far as career or goals or?
Man.
Children.
Yeah, Kim's right. Yeah,
Maybe that's too much for one.
I have 3 children. I work as a BIS for the Waterloo Community School System. I'm currently attending UNI under K through 12 education. I'm working on my clothing line, so I'm producing shirts, and I actually made this shirt, and I'm
Nice.
And then I'm trying to establish a African American History Museum in Waterloo, which I'm working with the woman who controls the box cart right now. I'm still wondering which direction it's going to go because it's in an early process. I'm also thinking about, I also have this planning for the Smoky Road show that's going to be coming up whenever the coronavirus is, a little bit stabler.
Yes.
More
There's other things
stable.
I just can't remember.
Right. How has this political climate affected your artwork, both of you? Start with you, Kim. Have you done any? Has that affected your spirit to the point where you want to portray it?
I don't think anybody's immune from what's going on. I mean, and I know I'm not, and I know I have to be. I think artists generally have to be very careful. My art might look provocative, it might look editorial, but I try and keep it factual because I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I do have a painting with, actually it has the President of the United States in it, but it also has me in it and some other people. And it's a little bit enigmatic. It doesn't draw any conclusions, but it's reasonably factual because it's based on photography and news and things like that. So, and I listen to the news and I know what's going on, and I find there's a lot of difficulty lately. So that's reflected in at least 2 or 3 of the paintings in this exhibition.
Good. I think people are hungry to get some type of art form to hopefully encourage us or make us think. Like Chaveevah says, it doesn't have to make you feel good. It just has to make you feel.
Yeah, and think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now
and Benjamin, same question. Go ahead.
I don't think I have any art that represents the current political climate that's in the show, but I did have a painting that was sold to Lisa Muniz, who's also a professor at Hawkeye, and it was based on what's going on at the border right now with the children and the families that are suffering from that. I want to do a painting that's representative of the coronavirus, but right now I think it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint like a single place that I would want to start on. Yeah, but eventually I probably will.
Yeah, I also have I have a painting that's not in this show, but it has Richard Nixon in it. So stuff stays with you for years. That'll be my October.
Chaveevah?
No, I was just going to say, now this location for the core, for anyone who's never been there before, such as myself, what is the lay of the land? I mean, you mentioned that it was a pretty good sized space. Is that right? Okay. And, I guess just so that people will have an idea, anyone who's interested in going to check out the show should then be aware that you've set some things in place to, be able to have safe social distancing.
Yes.
And things like that. So.
At the event tomorrow night, there will be some food. It'll all be pre-cut and on plates. And there will be wine that will be pre-poured, and none of that interaction will take place. There will be face masks available. I'll be certainly wearing one, and social distancing. We're having it in 2 parts so that we don't get too crowded. So we'll see how that works. I know I've talked to the director of the Hearst Center about this, and they want to know how well that works, because they have a lot of these kinds of events also. Parking there after 5 o'clock, you don't have to feed the meters on 4th Street, but I already got a ticket once when we had a meeting over there. It's only $10, but still,
Only.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
worth it. It was worth it because it was the meeting that really kicked this all off, and we got all the work in there and stuff. So yeah.
Good.
But it's also run by Catholic Charities,
Oh,
and it is used as an event center, and it also contains a Cottonwood Canyon that is not open for business. So it's a bit of a confusing space.
now we know exactly where
I
it
know
is.
exactly where it
Yes.
is now. Yes.
And it used to be called 220 East
Yes.
when another person was managing it, Steve Major, who passed away a year or 2 ago. It was a wonderful space for my Hawkeye students. They used to use it to do, we publish an art literary magazine at Hawkeye, and they used to do fundraising events at 220 East for that magazine. And Ben was involved in that years ago also. So it's an interesting space.
Well, our time is just about up, but we do want to ask you the address. It's 220 East 4th Street, and we want to ask you if it's possible for you to share some of your work, both of you artists, on our wall. Do you have watermarks where you could do that, where we could actually show people samples of what they might see, or is that something we can do?
Yeah, I don't know what you.
Don't give them too much. We want them to come down to the show.
There was also, we did an interview with Melody Parker the other day, and Brandon
Pollock
came and took photos of us and also a bunch of the artwork. So he would have pictures. He might be able to share, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Well, hopefully they're writing an article and we can share that in time for people to review.
It's already been in the Courier online. I think maybe it might show up on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Great. Well, we'll look for that and share that. And Benjamin, so you do have some stuff that you could share and maybe get out there for us too? Or we'll put the article on the wall, but I know you have so many colorful paintings that would be bright and cheery during a time like now, the pandemic and all the movement that's going. So we encourage both of you to share whatever you can with us.
You want me to send them after the meeting?
Sure. You can send them, whatever you like to show off that's maybe not in the show, maybe some little pieces or your contact information too we'll want. Now, do you both have stuff for sale, friends? Are these items for sale tomorrow?
I don't think I have any prints, but they are for sale. I think some of them weren't meant for public consumption, but I'm pretty sure that we both have pieces that are purchasable.
My work is for sale, but I don't worry. I'm not a salesman, so I don't worry about selling paintings.
It's kind of hard to find an artist who is, at least the folks I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
So
Well, Chaveevah, do you have any other questions for these wonderful guests today?
No, I don't, but I would just like to encourage anyone who is watching, absolutely make sure you go out and support this comparison of perspectives tomorrow, I mean, July 3rd, yes, at the core, 220 East 4th Street, from 6 to 7 p.m. and from 7:15 to 8:15 p.m.
That's right.
Thank you.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you. And we want to encourage you guys and our viewers to support all the small businesses in town that are, we all know they're suffering and struggling. And of course, do it safely if you can. If you can get out there to some of the small businesses that, some of them that support us are really hurting, like Here's What's Poppin', Speller's Hardware, those kinds of places downtown. Just do what we can to encourage them as they move on through this pandemic. All right.
Okay.
And you guys keep doing more of what makes you awesome, because you're making us all look good.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And we want to tell our viewers one more thing, Chaveevah. Don't forget to watch us tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Of course. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Boom shakalaka o'clock. Be
right.
Sure to join us. We will be at Lincoln Park. And yeah, great things going on. And our guest is going to be Pastor Belinda Creighton Smith.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Yes. All right. Well, we'll get to see you all next time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for
Boom
watching.
Okay.
Boom shakalaka.
Bye.
All right. Bye now.
Bye.